Level 1. The recruit. You are 22 years old, and you are in the academy for 16 weeks, and everything you thought you knew about your own physical limits turns out to be a suggestion. The first week is fitness. Running in full gear, carrying equipment that weighs more than some people you know, climbing ladders in heat that makes the air feel solid. You wanted this. You applied twice before they accepted you. You remind yourself of that on day 4 when your legs stop cooperating, on a stair climb, and a drill instructor is 2 inches from your ear, explaining what cooperation looks like. You learn the science of fire, how it breathes, how it moves, how it thinks, if you allow yourself to think of it that way. A fire is not random. It follows rules: fuel, oxygen, heat. Remove anyone and it dies. Your job is to remove one while the other 2 are trying to remove you. That equation is not metaphorical. You will stand inside it for the rest of your career. You learn search and rescue in a building filled with artificial smoke that is dark enough that you cannot see your own hand. You move on your hands and knees, feeling the walls, following the hose line, calling out. You find the training dummy in the back room and drag it to the exit and emerge into daylight, and your instructor marks something on a clipboard. You don't know what the mark means. You go back inside and do it again. Graduation day. Your family is in the folding chairs. Your mother is crying before your name is called. You put on the badge for the first time, and the weight of it is nothing and everything simultaneously. Level 2. The Probationary firefighter. 1 year of being the newest person in the station and the person responsible for knowing where every piece of equipment is stored and how to operate every tool on the apparatus, and the answer to whatever question a senior firefighter asks, you while you're doing something else. The questions are sometimes tests. Sometimes they're just questions. Learning to tell the difference is part of the year. Your first real fire is a house fire on a Wednesday afternoon. A residential structure, second floor, fully involved, neighbors on the sidewalk watching. You have trained for this. Training and this are not the same thing. The heat hits you before you enter the building, and the heat inside the building is a different category of heat than anything you've experienced outside of training. Burns. You follow your officer. You do what you're told. You do it correctly. On the ride back to the station, your hands are shaking inside your gloves, and you don't mention it, and nobody asks. You clean the equipment. You restock the apparatus. You sit down to dinner at the station table with 7 people who were inside that building with you, and nobody talks about it directly. The conversation is about something else entirely. You understand that this is how it works here. The thing that happened is folded into the ordinary, and the ordinary continues. You learn to fold things. Level 3. The firefighter. You know the job now. Not completely. You will never know it completely. But you know it well enough that you move through a burning building with something that isn't confidence exactly, but functions like it under pressure. You have been inside dozens of structures. You have pulled people out. You have found people too late. Both of those things live in you, and you've learned to carry them without letting them slow your movement when movement is required. The station is its own world. You work 24 hours on and 48 hours off, and the people you work with become a specific kind of family that civilians don't have a clean word for. You have eaten thousands of meals with these people. You have slept in adjacent bunks. You have seen them afraid and seen them composed under conditions that would dissolve most people. They have seen the same in you. The trust that produces is not manufactured. It is structural. It holds weight. You respond to more medical calls than fire calls. Most people don't know that. You are a paramedic as well as a firefighter, and the medical calls take different things from you than the fires do. A fire is elemental and loud. A medical emergency is often quiet and intimate and puts you in rooms where families are experiencing the worst moments of their lives, and you are the stranger who arrived to help, and sometimes can and sometimes cannot. Level 4. The driver. You are promoted to engineer. You drive the apparatus. You operate the pump. During a structure fire, you are the one outside, managing water supply while your crew is inside needing it. The responsibility is specific and total. If the water stops, people die. That sentence is not dramatic. It is the job description. You develop a relationship with the equipment that is mechanical and also something more then mechanical. You know this truck. You know its sounds and its tolerances and what it will do in conditions that the manual didn't account for. That knowledge is built over years, and it is not transferable through instruction. It lives in your hands. Level 5. The Lieutenant. Your first supervisory role. You are responsible for a crew of 4 people, and every decision you make inside a burning building affects whether those 4 people go home. That weight does not diminish with time. It becomes familiar, which is not the same as lighter. You brief your crew before every shift. You run drills. You review incident reports from other departments looking for mistakes that became lessons, and lessons that could keep your people alive. The administrative work grows. Paperwork that documents what you did and what you'll do, and what resources you need and why you need them. You do it because it matters, and because the people above you need the information, and because the system runs on documentation, the way the apparatus runs on diesel. Level 6. The Captain. You command a full company now. Multiple apparatus, multiple crews, a station with its own culture that you inherited and are now responsible for maintaining and improving. When something goes wrong at your station, it comes to you first. When something goes right, nobody announces it. That asymmetry is the job. You attend your first line of duty death memorial for a firefighter from another station in your district. A fall through a compromised floor during an interior attack. You stand in dress uniform in a crowd of uniforms and listen to a chaplain and watch a family receive a flag, and you think about your crew. You go back to the station and you run a training drill on floor integrity assessment. You don't explain why to your crew. They understand. Level 7, the Battalion Chief. You oversee multiple stations. Multiple captains report to you. During a major incident, you are the incident commander. The person managing resources across a scene that might span several blocks and involve multiple agencies and changing conditions that require decisions made in seconds with incomplete information. You train for this your entire career, and it still requires everything you have when it arrives. Level 8, the Division Chief. The office is larger. The fires are smaller in your direct experience and larger in your administrative responsibility. You write policy that affects how every firefighter in your division operates. You advocate for equipment budgets and staffing levels in rooms where the people making decisions have never been inside a burning building. Level 9, the Fire Chief. The whole department. The politics are constant. City Council, the Mayor's Office, union negotiations, media inquiries after incidents that the public has questions about. You represent the department in every direction simultaneously. You do not forget that the reason the department exists is the person on the second floor of a burning building waiting for someone to come through the smoke. Level 10, the Retired. Your back gave out at 57, 2 knee replacements, hearing loss in your left ear from years of siren exposure. You have a pension and a handshake and a shadow box on the wall with your badge and your patches and photographs from 30 years of showing up when things were at their worst. A probie just started at your old station. Someone told you she showed up early on her first day and stayed late and asked questions that were exactly the right questions. You hear that and you recognize something in it. The thing that brought you here 30 years ago. The thing that doesn't have a clean name, but that you know when you see it. She has no idea what's coming. They never do. She'll figure it out. They always do. The cycle continues. Subscribe to stay with us. Every video is another level. And drop a comment below, tell us what level you're at right now. We read every single one.